Hey y'all, Contessa here with another dose of nonsense on the web. This stream goes back to September 20th. And unfortunately, yes, once again, of course, it is from Molly Golightly's channel. So if you want to see the full thing, head on over there from September 20th. If you are here, chances are you've been keeping up with the Marvon McRae story and you are looking for updates in the Marvon McRae story. And unfortunately, there is not any updates about Marvon's condition at this point in time. Again, the incident happened May 23rd, 2022. Today is September 27th, 2022. This week makes 19 weeks since the initial incident. 19 weeks into this story that has been constantly evolving. And unfortunately, we still do not have answers on a lot of things. We are seriously lacking transparency throughout. Let's take a look back at the September 20th stream and point out some things that people need to start asking themselves. Let's go.
I said, for everything that you see, there's 10 things you don't.
That statement right there, made by an ex-Dre supporter. For everything that you see, there's 10 that you don't, fits this story perfectly. That supporter, ex-supporter of Dre's, was brought on by Molly to go back and look at stuff that Dre supposedly had done in 2016, 2017. It's 2022. So why they're trying to go back now and again throw all of this mud in the story is beyond me. But that's all she's got for content.
Letitia's here. Letitia's here.
I just got to point out that we don't know if this is Letitia behind this account. We assume it is because of the way she interacts and how Molly announces it. But there is no proof whatsoever that it's actually Letitia behind that account. It could be anyone.
Letitia says, Andrea did a whole freaking drama video on me. Until this day, I still haven't said anything bad about her.
Again, I'm not sure how they keep pushing that narrative because it's just not true. Letitia has participated in many, many things that have been hurtful to Dre, including her own words.
No, you've always been very kind and loving, Miss Letitia.
To me, kind and loving isn't participating in creators intentionally trying to harm their daughter-in-law. And that's exactly what's happening in this stream again. And Letitia is present, allegedly. Why on earth are they saying that she's not done anything, but she's participating?
You have. And the thing that if you've missed it, Miss Letitia, I commend you for sticking up for yourself. I commend you for dealing with these bullies.
And we've heard Molly herself demand that people show the proof when claiming that they're being harassed. We have heard all throughout that Letitia is being bullied, that Letitia is being harassed. But has anybody seen proof of these alleged incidents of harassment and or bullying from anybody? Has anybody seen them? Because we sure haven't.
Harass you to the point where they're trying to put you in an early grave.
That statement right there irks me majorly because us asking questions and expecting answers for people that donated to Letitia for the Justice for Vaughn fund is not intentionally trying to put her in an early grave at all. She has made the choice to stay on social media and participate.
And you not putting up with it and in the middle of the night, saying, no, I'm not going to wait until tomorrow morning. I'm going to go down and I'm going to go see what's up with Savannah police.
I start to get lost in her story, of course, all the time. But this I really get lost on because she says that she waited till the middle of the night to go down there. Why didn't she pick up the phone and call? That's my first question. Secondly, I thought this was all fake, according to them. I thought that this was all cleared up. Oh, wait, that was after the supposed middle of the night drive down to Savannah PD, right? I guess we'll see.
And you want to know something? Letitia is not a criminal.
Once again, you are allowed to have your own opinions on what you think she is and she isn't. But Molly just tries to erase everybody's past and history to get a story across the way she wants to tell it.
Miss Letitia is a concerned mother. And for other mothers to have a problem with this woman wanting to see her son.
Actually, most of us didn't have a problem with anything about her going to see Marvon. In fact, pretty much everybody felt that she should be allowed to see Marvon, including Dre. Did you miss that, Molly? Because Dre even felt that the family should see him. That's why she was communicating with the family so they could make that happen. It was the family's choice to stop communicating with Dre when they got upset because she told them that they had to limit the visitors. That's where things went south with the family. But let's not be confused on how it got there because it wasn't just Dre's fault, like you're trying to put off. And nobody was pissed about Letitia getting to see Marvon. Everybody's pissed about all of the lies and bullshit that have been thrown out to make it seem like that was the intention. But she hasn't even gone back.
And I came across something in the Susia Club over there.
Molly is referring to the group on Facebook called Uncovering Fraud. It's got a really long name, but if you search Uncovering Fraud, that is the group she's referring to. They are exposing Molly and also covering the refund status and the report status through the police department. If you want more information there, please go find that group. You can also find the links for that group on my page.
Club, and supposedly this whole thing, what I read, which was very disturbing, someone said that this whole thing goes way back, that all the harassment's starting, and that they're going after Letitia because she gave up Marvon.
Of course, I can't answer for everybody in this situation, but I know out of everything that I have seen or watched, I have yet to hear anybody attack Letitia based on her decision to put Marvon for adoption. That just has not happened to my knowledge at all. What has been asked over and over again and brought up is the fact that because of the adoption, it legally changes things with next of kin situations. There were many of us that didn't know Marvon was adopted in the beginning of the story. The only way we found that out was because of Dre's videos. Dre's videos that Letitia claims that were just an attack on Letitia. However, that video that Dre did put out facts of their relationship and how the family structure works. That is what opened a lot of eyes because there were so many questions at that point.
I'm sorry, that's not a good enough reason. Let me tell you something.
It's not a good enough reason because it's not a reason. That is not what is being said. And this is a huge issue. She keeps twisting and turning what is actually being pointed out and stated. No matter which way you twist this, Marvon was put up for adoption. Letitia Bias is not legally his next of kin or his mother.
Listen, drama queens, and listen up good, all right?
Notice how she always likes to take it back to drama queens or drama this or drama that. She can't stick to an actual story based on facts because she refuses to admit that she's been lying to you all from the start. She doesn't care about the facts in this case, and that's unfortunately the truth. We've seen that over and over. She's had many chances to correct herself.
I'm not a drama queen 24/7, but I've had my share of the drama. I can do it as good as you can.
In my opinion, all of the drama that has been intermixed with the story has been a complete distraction, intentionally done. This story has drama because of the family issues. There will always be drama when there's family issues, but none of us can say that we don't have family issues. I guarantee that everybody has had some sort of family drama in their life.
And I can be a petty little bitch just like you can. but this is a real family.
I get very frustrated with comments like this that she makes because we all have been aware that this is a real family going through real family shit for a long time. Real family shit that has no business being the center of social media. That has been a problem. But you continue to put it in the middle of all of your other bullshit. You bring this family into all of your other stuff. Why can't you just keep your drama over there and leave the family alone? Have you ever thought about that? Maybe if you stopped talking about all of the drama and intentionally trying to overshadow the facts with the drama, that it would stop?
This is a Marine. This is a Marine.
And again, we all have been aware that he is a Marine veteran and that transitioning from military life to civilian life was something that he did struggle with. We have been acknowledging the facts in this story. It's you that has refused to acknowledge them.
Who's laying there, practically lifeless, and we have no idea what condition he is in. And you know what?
So she says that he's laying there practically lifeless. And then she goes on to say, but we have no clue of his actual condition. What is it, Molly? Which way or the other? Because either you know how he's doing or you don't. Either you know he's been moved from a nursing home, which that came from an assumption based on a poem that she wrote and used on her page. But you are the one that continues to put misinformation in this story.
Nobody cares about Marvon anymore. They just care about Letitia and money and donation.
Well, that's just not true once again. I think we need to be clear on a few things here because Letitia was the one to start fundraising for legal fees and or travel expenses. That was what was put off to the public. It was stated to be the Justice for Vaughn Fund. Her words, not mine. You can read the post on Facebook. And as we all know, due to the incident on May 23rd, 2022, Marvon is currently in a coma. That makes him an incapacitated adult. So how did Marvon give permission for anybody to use his name to fundraise? Can anybody answer that? Did Marvon give permission to anybody to use his name and or his story to raise funds? Can anybody explain that? Because again, it was called the Justice for Vaughn Fund. Their words, not mine. Many donators thought that their monies were going to an effort to help Marvon in some way, shape, or form, that the money they donated to this fundraiser, right, the Justice for Vaughn Fund fundraiser, that this money would some way benefit Marvon and or Marvon's children. That just hasn't happened, though. To our knowledge, at this point in time, not one single penny that was donated has gone to Marvon's benefit whatsoever.
And you want to know something? I stick by what I said. Letitia, don't give any of these people donations back.
At the end of the day, Molly can say whatever she wants. Molly can do whatever she wants. Molly can advise Letitia whatever she wants. But Letitia is the one that needs to be mindful of the advice she's taking. These people don't care about what position Letitia is being put in. Obviously, we've seen that. But they're not understanding all of the background.
These are donations.
These are donations that were sent for legal representation and or travel to see Marvon for Letitia, correct? It was stated to be the Justice for Vaughn Fund. The fundraising began because Letitia was claiming Dre was completely denying access to see Marvon. That is why fundraising efforts began on social media, because Letitia was stating that Dre had said no way, shape, or form was she going to be allowed to see Marvon. That's what we were all told, right? But we know Marvon Sr. and Wynette were able to see him in the middle of June or end of June because he was still at the VA. We know that there was intentions for Letitia to be able to see him also, But with COVID restrictions and other things, they needed to limit visitors.
Trying to come up with these numbers? 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000.
As I've stated many times before, nobody has an accurate number of how much was actually raised. I think it was over 20,000, easily over 20,000. Let's see. Fundraising actually started June 26th. There was a GoFundMe, a Cash App, then there was Zelle, PayPal, all of the other apps that were also used once it blew up on social media. There has been money sent to multiple places. And if you add up what was sent to Letitia and Marvon Sr. and Wynette, there's a lot. They continue to scoff at people for assuming this much was raised or this much was raised, but there's been zero transparency. We have asked all along, what was the goal amount that they were trying to reach? Because usually that is typical in fundraising. They have a goal amount and people know when that goal has been reached. That has never been done in this case. Nobody has ever gotten any transparency whatsoever.
Listen, people, I never knew who this woman was, okay?
We all know that Molly didn't know who these people were. We've all seen how it went down. That's all been shown many times. So again, September 20th, she's backtracking and saying, I didn't know who this woman was. We know this, Molly. We know that on July 6th, you were contacted and brought in. We get it. Can you catch up here, please?
Putting it out there. Facebook community came to me.
Yeah, you sure as hell need to catch up because we've all been stating this forever. We've shown the proof. The Facebook community from the group reached out to you to get you involved. We've seen that. It's been posted. We have the screenshots from the admin that reached out to you. And also, we have your messages that you posted in the group after they reached out to you. We are all well aware. You're the one that needs to catch up with the details and the facts in this story so you can actually stop backtracking.
Okay? There's no way you will ever be able to prove. So don't say it that I am a scam artist and that Letitia's a scam artist.
In my opinion, if she's so concerned about being called a scammer herself or that Letitia is being called a scammer, which I think she's more bothered by her being called a scammer than even that of Letitia. But let's just say she's bothered by them being called that. Wouldn't you do anything to prove that that's not true? If you were that concerned about the family you were working with also, wouldn't you advise the family to show the proof because they came to social media and asked for help? Wouldn't you advise them of that?
Letitia only asked for one thing: prayers.
Never mind. She just answered the question for me because right there she says Letitia never asked for anything, just prayers. Well, that's not true. And you yourself can go look back at the posts that have already been put out. Letitia absolutely herself came to social media and asked for help. She needed legal representation to seek legal action so she could see Marvon. That's what was stated. Letitia herself put her Cash App on her personal profile. Letitia's family member made a GoFundMe for her benefit. They absolutely were seeking help from social media, not just prayers, as Molly continues to try and pass off. And Molly knows this. She is well aware that fundraising had already started, that the family had already asked for help. She knows that. She's said that many times. But today, I guess she went with the other.
She never asked for money.
It's like every other day she decides to switch up the story. One day she knows that Letitia was the one to ask social media for help, and she understands why she would do that. The next day it's Letitia didn't ask for anything.
But I'll tell you what. She asked for prayers, and then some people said, well, does she have a Zelle? She never had heard of a Zelle before. And
these don't seem like major lies to some people. I understand that. But they are when you start adding up all of the misinformation that has continued to be passed off. Letitia had a Zelle. We have heard her state herself that all she had to do was log back in and reactivate the account. She had PayPal, but they put on these big, huge shows that said, oh, can you create this and all of this stuff. We've heard them say that she didn't have them and then she does have them, back and forth. Why not just be honest from the start? I don't care if somebody did reach out to her and ask for her Zelle. That's not the point. Why lie about it? Why not just say, yep, let me reactivate it. Hold on, here it is. Why say, oh, I have to create it? And then a couple days later, she says, oh, nope, I just had to reactivate it. And then a couple days after that, it's, oh, she never had one. Can we stick to a story?
And people in Australia said, well, does she have the PayPal? You know,
if you listen to her, she starts to say something and then she'll instantly, because she knows that if she goes down that road, we've already debunked what she's about to say. Again, the PayPal thing, not a big deal. Yes, Molly reached out to Letitia and asked her to create a PayPal. Letitia already had a PayPal.
You know what? It happens. And you want to know something? More people gave. And to the people that did contact,
they scoff at the assumption that large amounts of money were donated. But then she even says that more people started donating once these other apps were options to donate to. They know that money was going to many different places in large amounts. She was making $1,650, $1,900 a night when Molly would talk about this story. We've seen that, Letitia say that in text message already.
And I know, and I won't say your name. I won't say your name. The people that did reach out to contact Letitia and apologize, thank you. Thank you for apologizing to her or refusing to give, just saying, Letitia, I believe it. I was wrong.
I don't know if somebody did actually reach out to Letitia and apologize and say that they were wrong, but if they did, that's their own personal choice and or decision. I, again, am not here to change anybody's opinions on anything. I'm here to encourage you to base your opinion on the facts in this case. And the facts are there are major holes and major lies being passed off as fact and truth by creators still today, 19 weeks in, and they still can't stick to a story. They still can't.
I didn't do this to hurt you. But when those numbers were real,
they have been so angry about anybody asking for refunds. They themselves told people that they could ask for a refund and they would get it. Their words, not ours. So when you tell somebody that publicly on a live, Letitia herself said it and Molly confirmed it. When you say that to people and then you don't follow through, people do get upset. But people also choose to walk away.
And now you're going to say, oh, Letitia's truck, blah, 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 blah. She already had it.
And again, she will address these rumors and gossip, but will not address the facts. Over here, we have never said that Letitia used fundraising money to buy a vehicle or to anything with a vehicle. In fact, we know that Letitia has had that vehicle for a while. It's on her timeline. If you go search the facts, it's easy to see. That's not a sticking point here in this case, but Molly continues to make it one.
My son's car, I already had that money.
And again, I could care less about what money she spent on her son's car, anything like that. They're going to have to answer those questions, not me. At the end of the day, they have to be able to trace that back.
You'll never be able to prove anything.
That is a very broad statement that we'll never be able to prove anything. Well, let's start on the things that we have proven. We have been able to prove that there is many lies, that there has been so much intentional misinformation spread. We have been able to prove with their own words and statements that there has been many people involved in this story that should have never gotten themselves involved, aka all of these advocates for Letitia.
You need to do for your own good. What are you gaining?
First and foremost, what you need to do is, if Molly Golightly is trying to give you advice on anything, do completely the opposite of what she's suggesting. That is my first and foremost suggestion. If Molly Golightly is giving you advice, do the complete opposite.
Out of this, what makes you can't tell me that you're a happy person.
Again, it goes back to these weird personal things of anybody asking questions cannot be a happy person. Well, I, for one, typically am a pretty happy person. Yes, I deal with struggles just like everybody else does daily. But nobody is asking Letitia questions because they're not a happy person. They're asking Letitia questions because she came to social media asking for help.
When you want to take a woman whose health has been just she's being pushed. It's just not right to do this to this poor family.
I'm interested to hear what you all have to say about that. Do you think that Letitia is being pushed by people asking questions? Or do you think potentially it could be more stressful that the creators themselves keep doing shows like this? Do you think that it's more stressful for the family to have creators speaking on their behalf incorrectly over and over again is more stressful than Letitia being asked questions respectfully? Which do you think is potentially more stressful? Because even with the text we've seen from like Justin to Letitia, guilt tripping her to come on panel to talk to people because people want to hear from you. That to me seems more stressful than being asked questions. And again, she's an adult. These are choices that she can make. She doesn't have to participate in any of this.
They don't know what is going on with their own son.
Let's ask that question. Why do you think that they do not know what's going on with Marvon? Do you think it's potentially because when Dre actually reached out to Wynette and apologized and tried to bridge a gap that they ignored her? Do you think that it's potentially because Letitia brought it to social media instead of trying to communicate with Dre behind the scenes? Do you think that that could be it? But they're also stating at the same time that there is a court order, that there was a court order issued, and that is how Letitia was able to see Marvon. So are they telling us that with that court order, she still cannot get any information on his condition? Is that what we are being told to believe at this point in time? A court order, but no information.
And they got to rely on videos. They got to rely on people like me to stick up for them because they don't have a platform.
But in reality, they don't have to rely on you and shouldn't be relying on any YouTube or social media creator, period. This is a family with real family issues. The only thing that's going to resolve these real family issues is the family coming together or working together or something happening for the family to communicate. That is the only thing that is going to change this.
And every time they call, we could barely understand them because they're crying so hard.
And again, it's just the theatrics of the story. Has Letitia been upset when she's called in? Yes, we've heard that. Could we understand what she said? 100%. We also have heard the text messages that she mass sent to everybody of her crying. So we've heard that too. But she's called in many more times when she hasn't been upset. This is a real situation at the end of the day. Of course, there's emotions.
They're going in there in their slippers.
So again, September 20th, and we are supposed to believe at this point in time that once Letitia heard about this fake report, as they've called it, and now I don't even know what they're claiming it is, but we're supposed to believe that when Letitia heard about this report, she waited till the middle of the night, put her slippers on, and went down to the police station. Why didn't she pick up the phone and just call? First of all, that makes no sense to me. She would have learned the report was real. So why didn't you guys tell people that?
To the police saying, I heard you guys are looking for me. That's not okay.
It's also not okay to accept donations based on a story that was intentionally filled with misinformation and lies, and then tell people that they can get a refund if they so choose and ask for one, When people do request refunds, then they are denied and or drug all over social media. That's not okay either. So let's talk about that. Before you try to put it off that everybody else has victimized Letitia, let's talk about the facts.
That's not okay. Enough is enough.
I've been saying this all along. Enough is enough. When are you going to stop lying to your followers? When are you going to finally be honest with anybody about what's going on? That's what I would like to know. Enough is enough. And have you ever stopped to think that maybe your actions are hurting this family worse? Nope. You will take zero accountability that you are keeping this going.
I think we know who the bad guys are.
Interesting to me, but I didn't know we were playing cops and robbers and that there was the bad guys like we were 5-year-old children. I think what people are seeing is that there is a certain side of things that are intentionally passing off misinformation. I don't necessarily say bad guys versus good guys because that doesn't really fit. And that seems very immature, but I guess that's the wavelength we've been on the entire time with this. This is about what's right.
It's not Letitia. This man is. Why are we forgetting about Marvon? Does anybody give a shit if he's still alive?
In my opinion, she always does these theatrical outbursts because she cannot base anything on facts. She is incapable of telling a factual story and making it interesting. She has got to inflate and inflame everything to these big levels because she is incapable of displaying the facts and the truth of things. And by doing this, she continues to pull out the emotions of her followers and gets them to stop asking questions because she's making them feel guilty.
Does anybody give a shit if he has opened his eyes? Because I care about that.
The double standards in this story have been insane, and this is just another one of those. You guys tell me, do you really think that at the end of the day, she cares about his condition? I want to hear your honest answers because I don't feel that she gives a shit at all about what's going on with Marvon. I think she cares more about all of this drama and bullshit than Marvon.
I give a shit. Does anybody care? If anybody in his family is on the verge of a fucking heart attack, I care.
Have you thought about what his wife and children might be going through? Have you thought about them, Molly, besides just Letitia and that family that you want to focus on? Have you thought about Dre, the kids, the rest of the people that love Marvon too? You know, there is many other people that are affected by this story besides Letitia. Letitia is an adult and she is making choices to participate. That is a choice she is making. That's affecting her health.
Forget the freaking money. You're saying she's making this. No, she gave back so much that she had to go into her own money.
We've all heard the multiple stories about supposed requests versus refunds and why they're claiming that Letitia had to go into her own pocket. We all are aware that refunds had started to be requested back July 10th. Refunds were requested and denied. None of the refunds were actually granted. The only refund that was issued was one off of GoFundMe, which is a completely separate issue. The refunds that were requested off Cash App have been declined. But their story has been that Letitia was getting requests for payment from people who had not donated. She was giving money to those requests. She was selectively missing all of the refund requests and only selecting the requests from people who had never donated. So in essence, what they're claiming is that she issued over $4,000 in money to people that had never donated. Again, these are not considered refunds because the people who had actually requested refunds it shows in their same transaction, but they were all declined. I'm still confused on how she missed every single refund request and only got the requests from people who had never donated.
And then when it was done, there was $4,000 left. Guess what that went to? Travel expenses. There's receipts for everything.
And this is more of that circle talk that she's known for doing. Because we just heard her say that she had to go to her own pocket to refund people. We know that no refunds were actually issued. They're claiming requests were issued. But now she's saying that she had $4,000 left for travel, and she's got receipts for all of that. If that was the case, why didn't you shut this down on day one? If that was the case, why not shut it
And
down?
who the fuck are you to demand? And the reason I say that, who are you to demand any receipts at this point? No, you will not.
I'll tell you exactly who these people are to demand answers and transparency. The very people that went into their own personal pockets and donated to Letitia because they thought that the money was going to be able to help Marvon in some way, shape, or form. You know, it was called the Justice for Vaughn Fund. That is what these people donated for. And they did it out of the kindness of their own hearts. And those people that have been lied to deserve answers. Absolutely deserve answers. Because this was ran shitty from the start. And zero transparency has been given. Maybe that's been at advice she has taken from certain people. I don't know. But these people went into their own pockets and gave to a cause because they thought it was going to XYZ. Did it? We don't know.
Because in the beginning, she was very, very transparent with every single penny, and that wasn't enough.
She's yelling so much and doing this big, huge show, and she says she was very transparent with every single penny in the beginning. I don't know where this transparency was provided or who it was provided to, but it's never been provided publicly to anybody. Nobody knows anything more than what Letitia has claimed she was collecting in the very beginning. There was, I think, 2 or maybe 3 updates about how much she had collected. There has never been any transparency or any proof where a single penny of these donations have been spent. Not a single cent. So when they're claiming that she was so transparent and showed all of this, I would love to know to who, where, why, because nobody has ever seen it. If that was done and transparency was provided, we wouldn't be here.
Nothing is enough for you people.
I'm having the hardest time not cracking up the entire time I'm doing this because the screaming and the yelling is so theatrical and so much bullshit. It's ridiculous. But again, it's because she can't stick to facts. There has been no proof even given whatsoever on their statements. There has been nothing to back up what she's claiming. No proof has been shown whatsoever.
And now, seeing what has happened because of this man, you make me scared to ever want to help another family again.
In my opinion, I would hope that this story would wake you up and you would proceed with caution if attempting to help anybody in the future, because this has been a clusterfuck of mistake after mistake after mistake. But also, it has been lie after lie after lie after lie. So I can understand why you would be scared to quote unquote help another family, because in your way of helping people, you put people in way worse positions. Did you ever think about what your behavior has done and what it has caused for this family? Have you thought about that? I would love to hear you do a self-reflection.
Yes, it makes you cry. It makes a lot of people cry.
I think many of us have shed a tear over this case. But I would rather shed a tear than scream at a screen with nobody there. That's kind of silly.
My friends, my Patreons,
My friends, my Patreons, the ones I love to dogs.
that's all they do. The first thing I do when I talk to them, they say, I can't believe these people are doing this to them. This started because one girl.
I was actually really excited because for once she hadn't said this line of bullshit. But here she goes, of course. This all started because of one girl. No, Molly, again, that's not correct. You can have your issues with her all you want, but get the fucking facts straight. Because refund requests started July 10th, and it wasn't on behalf of that one girl. There was problems in this story when you and her were still chummy.
Was so butthurt that Mr. Marvon Sr. did not want, he had a bad feeling about her and hung up the phone. And she knew.
I don't know how many times we've heard that story change too. Molly, did he hang up on her because he had a bad feeling? Or did the phone hang up? Because you've gone back and forth with this and nobody will be clear on this whatsoever, which it doesn't matter. None of that matters in the big scheme of things. Besides, that's your narrative that you've tried to paint. No, that's not accurate. Wynette was still in contact with that one girl way after the fact. Letitia was mad at them for getting involved and doing interviews with her.
What she was doing. She got a little pansy to do her dirty work. And now I'm coming for him. You want to fuck with my business? I'm coming for you. I'm not coming for her. I'm not coming for anyone else. I am coming straight for you.
Of course, I realize that she's not addressing nonsense because she won't. She's incapable of addressing me because we base everything on facts over here, and she cannot dispute the facts that are shown. They are their own words and or statements and or messages. That's stuff that she can't disprove or discredit. So therefore, she goes on these attacks. And in my opinion, the attacks are totally intentional in attempts to try and silence people or discredit people. She does not want her followers to go over and search for answers themselves. She does not want that. So she intentionally tries to discredit these creators. She's done it to me many times when she slyly throws my name in there. If she does, or if somebody else brings it up, she tries to intentionally discredit those people because she does not want her followers to see anything else that's going on. That's why she keeps going so hard at Uni, in my opinion, because she wants him to shut up.
And you know who you are. And I'm doing it very strategically.
Okay, I lost it right here because her saying I'm doing it very strategically as she is sitting on YouTube screaming and hollering and telling everybody what she thinks she's going to do and or not. And then she'll say, "Oh, I'm just saying that, but you don't have a clue what's really going on." No, nor do we care because it's all a bunch of hot air bullshit again to distract the actual facts. You do not want people to think for themselves or go search for answers on their own. That is what you are trying to shut off right here.
You don't do this to people.
Have you ever thought about that, Molly? Maybe you shouldn't do this to people.
You're no hot shot. You've made a lot of mistakes. How dare you?
I'm having a hard time keeping it together at this point in time because the screaming and yelling and all of the how dare yous send me over the edge because it's just a bunch of theatrics again. But at the same time, she's yelling this about Uni, like, how dare he ask questions? What is she doing? But she thinks she's entitled. She's entitled to ask the things that she does or demand the things. You remember all of the things she's demanded out of Dre or told Dre about herself, like Molly likes to claim? But yet, if that's reversed against anybody asking questions, even respectfully, this is the fits she throws. It doesn't make any sense. Of course, that's been kind of the theme of all of this. Make it make sense, which they can't. So instead of trying to make it make sense, they do all these theatrical outbursts and bullshit that send me over the edge because I don't know who can take this seriously and be like, yeah, go girl.
I don't expect an apology. But how dare you not give Miss Letitia an apology, and not once have you ever said, in my opinion.
I'm not exactly sure what she thinks she's owed an apology for, first and foremost. But even as far as Letitia, I don't know why she thinks anybody owes Letitia an apology. Maybe people that have said horrible things and or texted her horrible things might feel like they owe her an apology. But people asking questions definitely do not owe Letitia an apology. If that's the case, then you sure as hell owe Dre an apology over and over and over again. Oh, wait, we've heard you all apologize to Dre. What happened to that? So you're telling us that you expect apologies from people, but when you give apologies, they're nothing but bullshit? Because if I remember correctly, you were going to take down all of these videos if Dre allowed Letitia to see Marvon. Why haven't you done that, Molly?
You sat there saying matter of factly, as if they were all facts.
There is certain things that can be absolutely claimed as matter of factly in this story because we have the proof to back that up. It has been shown. Can you do the same? Or are you just going to continue to scream, how dare you, and or boom?
That's your biggest mistake.
It's interesting how everybody else makes all of these mistakes, but yet we're not supposed to correct or call anybody else out on the same mistakes that she's calling people out on. Okay.
Boom.
I get so embarrassed for her when she says this. It's not even funny.
I will get you. I'm going to get you. And I will win.
And of course, she's more concerned about the drama with creators and the games that she's playing with this. It's all about games and this bullshit on social media. It's all for a show. It's never about the actual story at hand.
I won't stop until I win. Because what you have done and what she has done is wrong.
It's that self-entitlement for me that she thinks, again, she is entitled to call everybody else's shitty behaviors out. But if anybody mentions her shitty behaviors, there's an excuse for every single thing. I just find the double standards to be very obvious in this, but she can't see it. And she thinks she's entitled to it all.
I will not stop until you are silenced.
Same thieves. I won't be stopping until you're done making a mockery out of Marvon's story and his life, because that's what I feel you are doing. I will not stop pointing out the facts and misinformation that you continue to intentionally put out. I won't.
Because what you have said is wrong. And what you did by coming on my panel and kissing my ass, you have no balls.
We all knew she had no intentions on showing Uni any proof when Uni went on stream. We've gone through that stream many times. She did that so she can continue to talk about it for the next year. That is what she is doing to discredit him or make sure her followers don't go check out anybody else's channels that might be posting any truth. That's because she can't answer a lot of these questions.
None. I'll give you $10 to buy yourself some integrity.
You should probably buy your own with that $10.
How dare you?
I just cringe when she does this because it's so painful to watch somebody be so unaware of anything around them. She is so out of touch with reality. It's sad.
You spew out lies in order to get people to listen to you. And you repeat the same crap over and over again.
Well, that felt like a heavy moment of self-reflection that Molly was just doing, because the same thing goes for Molly. She spews out lie after lie after lie for her followers to believe. This is something she does and has been doing all along, it seems like.
Everything's recorded. Keep going.
Molly, since you want to deflect so badly about what other people are doing and what you think other people have done wrong, can we talk about all of the things that you've said about Dre? You want to hold some accountability for any of the things that you've said about Dre, Letitia's daughter in law, who you're supposed to be advocating for, the exclusive creators to the family. That's their daughter in law. That's their son that chose to marry her and chose to stay married to her. Do you want to do some self reflection and go through all of the things you've said about her? Because you contradict yourself a ton in what you expect others to do and what you yourself have done. But I bet you don't want to go through the long list of that, do ya? Because again, you wouldn't have enough excuses to excuse your way out of a lot of it. That's all you do is excuse after excuse after excuse.
You think you're calling my fucking bluff?
Hold on. I thought we were the ones sounding like a mafia over here.
You think you are? Don't mess with me.
Oh, she's got to get the high-pitched screech in there too.
Don't mess with me. You want to mess with my business? You want to mess with what I built and try to get on my back? Piggyback off mine? Enough of that.
I'm just addressing what she's saying here because people calling out her bullshit, most of them are not piggybacking off of her. They're calling her out on the bullshit that she continues to do in these cases that are very concerning. Do some people make money calling her out? Yes, I'm sure. There is so much to call her out on. But again, that's not the issues in this story. And she continues to try and make herself a victim in this story too. That people are messing with her or messing with her business. People are calling out your behaviors. If that affects your business, then that is on solely nobody but you. You are responsible for your behaviors. You're an adult. You put this all out here. Nobody else puts this out here. You have the power of hitting that button off and on, and you do it daily.
People have made thousands of dollars off my business name. And
Contessa hasn't made one single cent.
I never even get a fucking thank you.
I guess I could give you a thank you for once. Maybe you are deserving of a thank you from me. Thank you for giving me something to distract myself with. Thank you for continuing to be such a hot mess that I have content to talk about over and over again. Thank you for proving me right time and time again. Thank you for refusing to acknowledge my channel because you don't want your followers to see the truth. Thank you for your nonstop entertainment and laughter that you provide when you do these threatening yells, screaming shit that you do, because that gives me entertainment for hours. In fact, I was laughing so hard the other day. I was actually in tears because this was all so comical to me that you think that this is somehow intimidating. You yelling at a screen. You think that that's intimidating. Telling people you're going to show up on their doors. You think that's intimidating. I don't get it.
I'm coming for you. And I will make sure Molly Golightly or Marissa Zadinsky never comes out of your mouth again.
And once again, she is using the drama surrounding this story as a distraction because currently Letitia is supposedly in her comment section commenting. And also, one of Dre's ex supporters is on the phone with her. This is all still happening as she's acting like this. And you tell me again that Letitia isn't making a choice to participate in this behavior. Again, we can't prove that it's Letitia. They continue to say it is. So that's all we have to go on is their words. That Letitia is actively choosing to participate in things like this when she is going after other creators, threatening other people, doing all of this nonstop. Letitia is in essence condoning this by being there. In my opinion, that is. But this is all going on in the middle of a stream that she was doing to go back and attack Dre over things from 2016, 2017.
Miss Letitia, I want to say I apologize for saying the F word. I know you don't like that.
Back to sweet and innocent, Molly.
But I'm a very passionate person, and I am 100% behind you and your family. I think that what Andrea McCrae has done to you, Marvon's father, is unbelievable.
I just find it so interesting that once again, she continues to say what Andrea McCrae has done to you and your family. Andrea McCrae is their family. This is a family issue that you cannot butt your nose out of. You continue to put yourself in the middle of their family issues. And therefore, we are here calling out the bullshit. What exactly did she do to the family? Can you give us that? And what exactly was the family's response?
I've never seen anything like it, but she's going to pay.
You've never seen anything like what exactly? Can you explain that to us? Because she allowed Marvon Sr. and Wynette to see him because he was at the VA, but she also reached out and apologized to them afterwards for getting them confused. You also saw text messages between Letitia and her that she was going to allow Letitia the same, but because of restrictions put in place, they limited visitors. It didn't seem like that was a permanent decision. But again, you're just not telling people that.
She's going to pay. You have to believe.
Molly is sitting here stating that Dre is going to pay. That Dre is going to pay. For what exactly? But she is leading her following to believe that Dre is at fault for this and that Dre wouldn't allow any of them to see Marvon. But how did they see Marvon if that's the case? Oh, the court order that doesn't exist? Is that how? But yet there was a court order and they still can't find
The
anything
Lord's
out?
on your side. And for me, when I have my husband and my mother telling me, it's just like Wynette's mother says to Wynette, my mom is with me, Marissa. My mom is with me. They all say the same thing. No good deed goes unpunished.
Yada, yada, yada. The Lord's on your side. That's wonderful. Happy. Great. What about the law? Molly, can we talk about the law on her side in this situation? Let's get back to details and facts of what actually matters. Let's do that for once.
There's no prize. There's no prize. There's no winners.
But just 2 minutes ago, you were stating that you were going to win. Oh, that's right, because you were attacking another person, right? But now you're saying that there's nobody winning? Can you make all of this make sense and stop spinning circles?
Nobody wins.
I've been saying this all along.
I'm praying that Marvon wakes up. I'm praying that he can make some sort of recovery. But the fact that she's trying to intimidate you.
Exactly how is Dre trying to intimidate Letitia? Can anybody answer that for me? I would love to hear an explanation of what people think Dre is currently doing to intimidate Letitia. Mind you, Letitia has been there to see Marvon. She has not gone back. Marvon Sr. and Wynette have been there to see Marvon. They also have not gone back. At this time, we do not know if any siblings have been there at all.
But Letitia, I promise you are getting stronger, and I'm helping you get stronger.
Do you honestly believe that what you are doing is helping Letitia, Molly? Honestly, do you think that what you are doing is helping Letitia? Because all I see is hurt.
Me, Justin, and our team, we're going to help you get stronger, and we're going to help you in any way possible.
We go together like ding ding dong. Remember forever like shoo-wop, shoo-wada wada, yippity boom boom boom. Chang chang, changity chang shabop. That's the way it.
Not exactly sure why Grease was the song that popped in my head right there.
I believe in you. And I listen, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
Well, that is up until it doesn't benefit me anymore.
I know that you're not a criminal. I know that you're not a scam artist. I know you didn't collect hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is ridiculous.
Hey, gotta give her props. She might only be standing 6 toes in, but at least she's standing.
You have been in my prayers for months, every day. So many lies.
Holy shit, she told the truth. Yes, there's so many lies.
And I keep hearing your voice over and over when you say, I never knew that there was this ugly part of the internet. There is.
It's staring right back at you.
And it's part of my job to deal with it. I deal with a lot of wonderful, beautiful women. I really do. But I also deal with the biggest lowlifes.
Once again, it has totally turned into about Molly. Letitia is in the comments. There's a gal on the phone that's an ex-supporter of Dre's, and it is now the Molly show. It is all about Molly and her inflated ego. Let's talk about the facts of the story, Molly. Can we do that? Can you have a conversation based on factual anything?
In the entire world. I deal with some really evil, rotten people that are going nowhere in life.
You are choosing to deal with those people. That is a choice that you are making. Just like I'm choosing to address you. These are choices we make as adults. Nobody's forcing us.
And people that have hurt you, what goes around comes around.
This is very true. What goes around does come around.
No one that is truly happy goes around doing the things that they are doing, especially hiding behind their VPN and hiding behind a little sock account.
Aw, did she attempt to mention me here? Molly, just so you know, I am actually extremely happy. Actually a really nice person deep down inside. You don't like me because I'm calling you out on your bullshit based off of facts. That's it. That's all. You don't like that I am saying, but this is the facts of that. That's what you don't like. Nothing about me. You don't know me.
No one happy does that, Letitia.
Wait, this is just Molly self-reflecting because of what she's done and said about Dre. That's what this is. She's addressing that she's not happy with herself because obviously she attacked Dre.
We get one turn around this universe. And when we choose to be bad and we choose to be ugly, guess what? We pay for that.
Basically, what she's saying is that the rest of us are all going to be held accountable for our actions. Not her, though. Absolutely not her. She will not be held accountable for anything whatsoever, no time soon.
Internally. And one of the scariest things I've ever heard was from my mother. She said, sometimes it skips a generation, Marissa. Sometimes it skips a generation. Yeah, you reap what you sow. You're right.
You are so ignorant. So ignorant. Do you realize you're claiming that Letitia is in your comments, right? You're saying that people who do bad things, karma will come in back and haunt them. But sometimes that it passes them and goes to their kids. Do you understand that you are supposedly self-proclaimed the voice for Marvon, right? And yet what you're just saying is that people's karma sometimes hits their kids. Do you get this?
Letitia, you're doing the right thing.
So Letitia is doing the right thing by condoning your behavior on social media and continuing with the drama on social media instead of trying to come to some sort of agreement and understanding with Dre. That's what you're saying? You want to think about
I'm
that?
sorry that Katie Joy found you. I'm sorry that me and Justin, you know, exposed ourselves to that type of energy.
And of course, she's got to go right back into the blame game and taking zero accountability for her actions whatsoever, which I don't anticipate she will ever do, but it's just in constant.
I'm very glad that I picked up on it. I'm glad that Marvin Sr. picked up on it.
But you didn't. You were defending her to people who were warning you.
So quickly. But the thing is it, as far as an explanation goes to all of my subs and to the people who sub to Justin as well, it happened so quickly. It was literally like within 2 hours.
And again, that's not how any of this went down. If you want to see that, go back and watch the videos. It's all there. They've all had their own individual issues. But Molly was even calling her her friend at the time and defending her to people in the comments that were trying to warn Molly. So Molly is absolutely no better.
Really. And we regret it. We regret it.
You were losing control, and that's what you didn't like.
I don't know why she does the things that she does. I don't know why she says the things that she says. But now she's got people doing things, and she doesn't, and what she does is she knows that these people are not smart.
And of course, it's back to we're not intelligent. We're all doing stuff for other people, blah, 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 blah. No, once again, that's not the way this goes. I'm not doing anything for anybody.
I can't speak about anything regarding Miss Letitia Marvin and her attorney. She is in good hands.
Can't speak on it, but you did a 2-hour live this day.
And that's it. I promise not to say anything that I know, and I'm going to keep to that promise.
Oh, more of the I'm sitting on stuff. I've made promises, blah, 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 blah. When in reality, what she's saying is there's a bunch of stuff going on, but I'm not about to tell you the truth. So I'm going to act like it's this big deal that I can't tell you. That's what she's telling you. And basically trying to put doubt in everybody's head that there's something else going on at the same time.
The only thing that Miss Letitia wants and ever asked for was prayers.
And that is straight up bullshit.
Yeah, that scares that really scares me. Number one fan. It scares me.
Absolutely zero social awareness.
Oh my God, is she even still here? Boss lady? Yes, she's here. Holy crap.
I just muted myself because I didn't find.
Oh man, I just went on a freaking tangent, but damn, did that fucking feel good.
Shocker, shocker. Here is an ex-Dre supporter still waiting on the line to talk more shit about what Dre may have potentially been involved in 2016, 2017, which most of this story was complete bullshit. And we're just going to play a tiny bit of it.
There's a lot of girls from the makeup community. Yeah, I'm looking for Kay. She said she was gonna, here, I'll drop the link. I'm pretty sure Kay, who's got something to say, is gonna jump up. But she seems to be like you're proud of me. Listen, I'm a leader, I'm not a follower. And whatever I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do.
I'm assuming she must have said that she was going to make this case an epic shit show because that's what she has done.
But no, I'm proud of Letitia for sticking up for herself. She was never in hiding. She can make all the complaints that you want. She's done nothing.
Again, I don't think we thought she was in hiding. You said that she was in the hospital and having medical issues. So a lot of us assumed that she would be taking a break from social media, or we were hoping that she would. But once again, according to you, she is currently in your comments condoning that behavior.
And it's her choice to give a donation back. If the money's already gone, it's already gone.
But that's not how it actually works.
It went where it's supposed to go. That's not a con artist.
And where was that exactly, Molly? We would love to know.
Boss Lady's here to tell you, why aren't people talking about what Dre did?
Did you vet Boss Lady at all, Molly?
What about these wigs?
So right now, the wigs were kind of just Nay's project. And
so instead of addressing all of the questions that people have had or showing proof, they continue to do this. Let's turn it back on Dre. Let's talk about what Dre potentially may have been involved in back in 2016, 2017, that we can use to paint her in a certain way.
Dre was in the group prior to when things got bad. So Dre separated herself from Nay, and at this point,
Dre separated herself from Nay.
Like I said, I could only speculate. I don't know what back dealings were going on.
And with that, I've heard enough of all Boss Lady has to say, because she says, all I can do is speculate. Then why the fuck are you sitting on a panel giving things as facts and talking about a story that you can't even give specifics for? If you don't have the actual facts bit by bit and proof of this, then why are you sitting up there running your mouth? Oh, wait, because it helps paint that narrative, right? And there is many people that remember exactly how this went down and how it didn't go down. I'm not saying there might not have been issues with certain things, but you're not telling the truth. And as soon as you sat there and said, all I can do is speculate, then what the fuck have you been doing up there? Molly went off on tangents for like 30 minutes of this 2 hours, but the rest is attempt to paint Dre in a certain light because they don't want people asking questions. And this is the only way that they can attempt to get people back on track. And once again, instead of encouraging that the family find middle ground, that there be mediation or something that can happen within the family so they can find peace, she continues to bring up people like this to go at Dre. But yet, Letitia is still claiming she's never done anything to hurt Dre. But this is her exclusive creator and the people speaking on her behalf. Can anybody make that make sense? Because I can't. Because no matter which way I spin this is Letitia condoning behavior of Molly that's attacking Dre. So exactly how, again, has Letitia not done anything to be hurtful? And they keep doing these distractions over and over and over again. I mean, there's so many that we could point out. But we are going to go back to the basics. We're going to hit some timeline facts coming up very soon because they're important. And at the end of the day, you can take out all of the creators from this story. Yes, they have made a huge mess of things on social media. But you can take out all of the creators, all of social media, and still look at the facts of the story, and there are major issues within the family itself. There are many ways that you can look at this and see the truth right in front of your face. The people who are continuing to pass these narratives are doing so intentionally at this point in time. The facts are all out there. They're opting to believe and to see what they want because it helps them paint their narrative. We're not going to be able to change certain people's minds. And again, that's not what we're here for. We are here to provide facts of what actually has gone on and what we do know. With all of that said, once again, sorry, this was just a short clip from a lengthy video, but I needed to address some of these things because people are forgetting the facts of why we are here and what we were doing. The drama has been extensive over the last week or so, and I understand. I get it. I'm not blaming anybody for anything. Like, it has been intense because there's so many different things happening within the story. But the facts are the facts are the facts, and they can't change them. Molly will not address nonsense or Contessa because her excuses in the emotional pull will not overshadow the facts. And that she absolutely can see. And therefore, it's best to stay away because she also doesn't want her followers seeing the truth. That is what we need, is more of her followers to see the truth and understand they're entitled to their opinions no matter what. But the facts are the facts are the facts. And with all of that said, once again, thank you all for being here. If you wouldn't mind, please hit that thumbs up. And if you feel so inclined, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel too. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Contessa, over and out. Oh, and I did leave you about 4 minutes at the end of this one so you guys can chat and the convo doesn't get cut off abruptly on you.